The third season of Classroom of Elite is finally here, and we will be covering the story for you as usual. But while we are waiting for new episodes of this great show, some of you might want to reminisce what happened so far in the series. It's been a while since the first season premiered. We have decided to bring you a quick recap of season 1 and 2 of Classroom of Elite so that you can keep following the current season without having any worry about some details from the past. Classroom of Elite Season 1. Kyutaka Ayanokoji ends up in Class D at the government-established Advanced Nurturing High School, which was designed to premiere the top pupils who would eventually be able to easily obtain employment or other universities. According to Professor Sai Chabashira, each student at the school is given a monthly allotment of 100,000 points through the school's point system. While Kyutaka is starting to experiment with this system, he meets two of his classmates, Kikyo Kushida and Suzume Horikita. The following April 30th, the majority of Class D spends their points lavishly and maintains their inappropriate behavior during lessons. When May 1st arrives, Class D students are shocked to learn that they have not received any allowances. Chawashia informs them that the points are awarded based on the class overall performance, and that because they have neglected their studies, they have lost all their points. The pupils start to concentrate harder on their studies after learning how the system operates. When the intermediate exam comes around later, Class D succeeds in getting exceptionally high scores. On June 30th, Class D discovers from Chabashira that there is a delay in the delivery of points for the first year due to an unspecified problem. The next day, July 1st, three students from Class C claim to have been attacked and injured by Sudo, who claims to have done so only in self-defense, and given the absence of witnesses, they will have to participate in a hearing that will be held in the following week. Meanwhile, the students of Class D and B look for potential witnesses to the accident, and Suzume reveals that Hairi Sakura witnessed the event. Sakura is asked to testify on the day of the hearing, but the evidence does not clear Sudo of any wrongdoing. As a result, Sakagami, the Class C teacher, suggests a compromise which Class D rejects. Manabu ends the session after realizing that one of the two classes is lying, and says he will make his verdict public the next day. Once the end of term exams are over, the summer holidays arrive. As they take a trip which turns out to be a special exam that involves surviving on a desert island for a week. The case of Sudo gets closed as Ayanokoji brings out the true culprit of the true victim of the case. He brings out by a mind-blowing plan. Once the end of the term exams are over, the summer holidays arrive. They take up a trip which turns out to be a special exam that involves surviving on a desert island for a week. The last day of the exam arrives and the students break down their camp and try to guess the class leaders of the other section. The results are then revealed and Class D wins with 225 points. The students then return to the cruise ship in the end after agreeing on their respective leads for allies with Suzume. Kyutaka actually thinks that he does not consider anyone to be his ally, and that he sees everyone in his class as well as all humans a tool which he will use to sacrifice until he hasn't won. Here is the short recap of the Classroom of Elite Season 1. Now let's move forward to the recap of Classroom of Elite Season 2. A very short one. While Akane Tachibana tells Manabu Horikita the results of the latest exam, the students continue their journey aboard the cruise ship. Later, the boys are informed the existence of another exam. After 4 days, Class C passes the exam. The school made the decision to host a sports festival in which the white team, which includes Class B and C, and red team, Class A and D, will participate in mandatory as well as elective competitions. The outcomes of the competition will determine bonuses and penalties. Later, Kei and Kyutaka talk, and after that Kyutaka says there will be a traitor in Class D, and they part ways. Later, Kiyotaka and Suzume debate whether or not using any techniques in convenient training starts for the class. Class D comes in the last at the end of the festival. Class D learns that no one was expelled following the festival, so Chabashira proposes another exam called the paper shuffle, in which two students must receive a score of at least 60. Students from different classes will generate the question for the mini exam, which will decide pairs based on threshold for total points. After the exam, Kushida approaches Ryuen to chastise him, suggesting that he betrayed her by giving Class D his copy of the question. When some pupils from Class D provoke others from Class D, the following day, Suzume says that Ryuen thinks that he is pulling the strings and is trying to figure out who she actually is. Following that, Kiyotaka is escorted by Chabashira to a reception area where his father, whom he hasn't seen in a year and a half, is waiting for him. It is then that he learns that their butler took his own life after being sacked for helping him. When the school president, Mr. Sakayanagi, shows up, the father wants his son to sign the withdrawal form, but Mr. Ayanokoji lets him stay because the president was the one who recommended Kiyotaka and no one has the authority to remove a student from the classroom by force. Later, when Ryuen is still torturing Kiyotaka consents to go out to karaoke with his friends. However, in an effort to keep Kiyotaka safe, the girl doesn't tell him the truth. Kiyotaka in the meantime makes the decision to see Chabashira and requests that she puts an end to the Ryuen's harming of Kei. Chabashira agrees. At this time, Kiyotaka goes to save Kei and admits to being the mastermind. This leads to the pivotal moment. Kiyotaka and Ryuen fight hard, and when Kiyotaka gets the better of him, he strikes Ryuen hard in the face, knocking him out. Ultimately, while Kai sobs in his arm, Kiyotaka goes to console her and tells her that he will always come to her rescue. So here comes the end of the season 2 recap. I hope you will understand that this is not the full recap. It's a short to revisit your memories of what happened in Classroom of Merito season 1 and season 2. If you want a more proper long recap, then please tell me in the comment. And please do like and subscribe.